Coming up on Mountain News this morning, some Kentuckians will be getting a second chance at improving their lives. And soon, more than $40 million from state legislation will be pouring into select eastern Kentucky counties.
Dedicated to eastern and southern Kentucky, this is WYMT Mountain News this morning.
Good morning, I'm Madison Carmouche. It is 6:30 this Friday morning. We'll have a check of your weather in just a little bit, but let's get started with some news in the area. A man is behind bars after Pulaski County deputies say he lit a house on fire. Deputies say they were called to a home in Somerset Wednesday afternoon. There, they determined Demarion Splunge intentionally set fire to a home. No one was inside, and deputies arrested Splunge and charged him with arson and wanton endangerment. He is in Pulaski County Jail. We are working to learn more information about an incident at Fayette Mall in Lexington. Someone with a gunshot wound walked into the mall just before 2 yesterday afternoon. Police say a man with a gunshot wound was found inside the mall. He told officers it was self-inflicted and it happened at his apartment. He was treated at the hospital, and police say no criminal charges are expected. In Laurel County, a southern Kentucky man is accused of stabbing a person and running off. London police arrested Terry Lynch. They say a man at S&R Apartments was stabbed multiple times and told officers his attacker left the scene. Police eventually found Lynch in a field and arrested him. He is facing multiple charges. The victim is recovering in the hospital. One person has been arrested after a shots fired incident in Mingo County, West Virginia. According to our sister station, troopers with the West Virginia State Police received a call about gunshots being fired near a home on Bend Creek in Warncliffe area. When troopers arrived at the scene, they say they encountered a person who took off running before they caught them. The person's name has not been released. Mingo County schools were on a precautionary lockdown, but that has since been lifted. Yesterday morning, Bell County Sheriff's Office conducted a traffic stop in Pineville after seeing a vehicle swerve on the road multiple times. After stopping the vehicle, officials questioned the driver and passenger, 46-year-old James Stacy Reynolds. Reynolds presented a pipe with a substance believed to be crystal meth after officials asked him if he was in possession of anything illegal. He was later taken to the Bell County Detention Center, where officials say they found 25.5 grams of suspected heroin on him. Reynolds is facing multiple charges such as first-degree possession of a controlled substance, resisting arrest, public intoxication, and more. The driver was let go. A former juvenile detention facility worker admits to breaking a 15-year-old boy's arm out of anger. Nathaniel Lumpkins pleaded guilty on April 8th. According to the Lexington Herald Leader, the incident happened in January of 2019 at the Woods Bend Youth Development Center. Staffers were trying to calm down the teen when Lumpkins stepped in, escalated the situation, and broke the teen's wrist out of anger. Lumpkins faces up to 10 years in prison when he is sentenced in August. A second chance. That's what Governor Beshear is hoping to give some Kentuckians. As a part of National Second Chance Month, which was the main topic of yesterday's Team Kentucky update, Governor Beshear says more than 192,000 inmates now back in society have had their voting rights restored. He says Kentucky has 10 recovery-ready certified counties, and they have passed legislation helping businesses seek treatment for employees. Governor Beshear describes second chance opportunities as a win-win.
It helps our families, it helps our communities, and it helps fill open jobs in our workforce. A second chance can rebuild a life, and it reduces the chances of someone returning to prison.
Governor Beshear announced officials have launched a website called secondchance.ky.gov. He said those looking for a fresh start can find job opportunities and resources through that website. April is Second Chance Month, and one nonprofit from Florida made the drive to get Kentuckians employed. The Bluegrass Community Church in Lexington hosted Better Together's Job Fair, aiming to help people with barriers such as previous incarceration. The resources available included free one-on-one job coaching sessions to review resumes and interviewing skills, free haircuts and clothing to help candidates feel and look their best. Some even walked in unemployed, but by the end of the day, they left with a new job.
My background limited me on a lot of options, and that someone took a chance on me, and doing that made me just remember how hard it is for these folks to come back into society, because I know what it's like.
Officials say this is not the first time this job fair has been here, but it is the largest crowd they've seen so far. Officials with Firestone Air Ride have announced the opening of 2 new distribution centers. One of those is in Williamsburg. In a news release, officials say the total investment of approximately $26 million will enhance the company's ability to serve its customers. Officials say the investment in Williamsburg builds upon a recent plant expansion to meet the growing demand for the company's Air Springs products. It is not known how many jobs this will provide for the area. A group of officials are continuing to celebrate funding coming to Eastern Kentucky after this legislative session. WYMT's RJ Johnson has more.
Coming together to recognize hard work made by lawmakers to secure more than $40 million for the counties of Clay, Jackson, Lee, Leslie, and Owsley. Focus Executive Director Tal Jones says the funding will help bring economic development into the area.
I tallied the project totals up, and they amount to around $48 million in the budget to enhance infrastructure and get us in the competitive market for new industry coming into the area, and expanded housing opportunities into the area, and general community development.
State Representative Tim Truitt says they were able to identify needs in the area to work together.
All of those areas that join us here in our area, and how that by working together on infrastructure, we can hopefully improve tourism and improve the living conditions of all of our constituents.
He says in order to help bring more people into the region, they must invest in projects.
We had the floods a couple years ago. We've had, tons of people leaving Eastern Kentucky. So we know what we've got here. We want to promote it. We want people to come. And in order to do that, we've got to have infrastructure. We've got to have the water, the sewer, the electricity, the fiber.
Truitt says projects such as water and gas along Highway 30, which is used by many each and every day.
Highway 30 is a perfect example. Highway 30 is running through Jackson County, Owsley County, and Lee. But it impacts Laurel County. It impacts Wolfe County. It impacts all of the counties, close by. So these types of infrastructure improvements help everybody.
He says this allows the entire region to reap the benefits of the funding. In Jackson County, RJ Johnson, WYMT Mountain News.
Projects include water and sewer expansion, park development, trails, and more.
All right, so me and the weather computer had a wrestling match. I eventually won. In the meantime, good to see the view from WYMT, looking down and seeing how things are so green, as now we've lost the night vision, gotten into normal daytime mode, and 59 degrees temperature-wise. We're at 59 as well at Harlan, Manchester, 63 at Prestonsburg, 61 at Irvin. All right, here is the pinpoint Doppler radar. As we look at the action coming in from the west, some heavier bursts of rain as we make our way out toward Pike County. This will continue to track into southern portions of West Virginia, extreme western portions of Virginia. Light action as you make your way, or lighter action west of Painesville, tracking your way, and basically along and just east of 75 here, tracking toward Manchester and Barberville. And yes, pushing through McKee right now. This heavier bursts of rain with some rumbles of thunder, maybe some gusts over 30 miles per hour will continue to track along the Hal Rogers Parkway and head to the east. Your planner for today, some breaks of sunshine after we get this complex to move on out of here. as the action becomes more scattered as we head from the morning into the afternoon. And a high today in Hazard up to 70. Yes, the rain chances high with the complex moving through and the scattered action this afternoon for hillbilly days. We slowly clear out tonight and a beautiful day for tomorrow. More about the First Alert 7-day forecast in the next week. I think you're going to like it. It's coming up in a few moments. Madison?
Thanks, Tim, and thank you for joining us. The time is now 6:39. Still to come on Mountain News this morning. Israel fires back on Iran as escalation continues in the Middle East.